I was a brand new believer, well, probably about, I don't know, less than a year into the Christian faith, and I went to hear Leonard Ravenhill preach. But before he preached, a younger preacher got up and preached, and he preached about an hour and a half on how we all needed to walk in the Spirit. It was powerful. I mean, he was yelling at us, he was rebuking us, he was admonishing us to walk in the Spirit. After the sermon, I went up to him and I said, I really appreciate that sermon. It was really good. I really want to walk in the Spirit. I just have one problem. I don't have a clue what that means. What does it mean to walk in the Spirit? He looked at me, got very serious, and then began to basically tell me off. But I was very fortunate. There was an older believer, a college student, but had many more years in the faith. They were a senior, I think, and was standing behind me and put his hand on my shoulder and pushed me out of the way. And he walked up to that preacher and said, "Preacher, you didn't answer his question. You didn't tell him how to walk in the Spirit. You did not tell us how to do that in the sermon. You're not telling him how to do that now. Do you even know what it means to walk in the Spirit?" You want to ruin a lot of good sermons? Raise your hand and ask them what they're talking about. The question is, we hear all these just great truths, but sometimes they just spin around in our heads. They spin around in our heads. You all know that there's a thing called systematic theology, right? Well, why is it called systematic theology? Because it's theology that's presented in a systematic way. Now, why is that necessary? Because you and I, in our mind, we use categories. We do. We can't get away from it. We think, you know, this is a reality and this is a reality, therefore this. Well, it's the same way sometimes when we study the Scriptures. How can I take all these truths that are swirling around and really put them in a category so that I can actually do something with them?